Welcome to John Champ High School. Today we'll present the first of 3 lessons that we hope will help ease the transition from middle school to high school. There are 2 major topics that we'll cover today. The first is how to calculate a GPA. Next, we'll learn how to read and interpret a high school transcript. Let's talk about GPA first. The term GPA stands for grade point average. A current or yearly GPA is the grade point average of all the grades a student has secured in a single year or term. However, an overall or cumulative GPA is defined as an average of all the grades a student has earned over the course of their entire high school career. So, how do you calculate a GPA? First, you must learn about quality points. Each letter grade is assigned a numerical equivalent. This numerical equivalent is used to determine how many quality points you receive for each course. You'll need the quality point chart to determine your GPA. Don't let this explanation overwhelm you. You're probably more familiar with quality points than you realize. Take a look at this chart. An A in a course is equal to 4.0 quality points. Let's practice so you see what I mean. Here are Lucy's final grades for all of her classes at the end of 9th grade. What's her GPA? We already know that each letter grade has a numerical equivalent. Here's a copy of the LCPS grading scale for convenience sake. Pull out your calculator or phone and start number crunching. Assign a letter grade to the appropriate number equivalent. Add those numbers together. Divide by 7, the total number of classes Lucy is taking. If you do the math correctly, you should come up with a 3.37 GPA. But what about honors and AP courses? Do they carry the same weight? The answer is no. You receive a 0.5 GPA bump for taking an honors course. For example, if you earned a B in an honors course, you would receive 3.5 quality points, whereas you would only receive 3.0 for a B in an academic version of that class. For an AP course, you receive a full point bump. This means that an A in an AP course is equivalent to a 5.0. You can see how taking honors and AP courses has the potential to really improve your GPA. So, let's practice again. But this time, let's say Lucy took a more rigorous course load. What's her GPA? This time, you should come up with a 3.7 GPA. This is much higher than the 3.3 we calculated earlier without the weighting for the honors classes. Now that you know how to calculate a GPA, let's shift gears and talk about how to read a transcript. Take a minute to look over this transcript and see what you notice. First, I'd like to point out the 2 credits that this student earned in middle school. Both world language classes and high school level math courses, which means Algebra 1 or higher, taken in 7th or 8th grade, count for high school credit and will appear on your transcript. Since we just talked about some of the benefits of taking honors and AP classes, the next thing I'll point out is the honors and AP designation you see to the far left of each higher level course taken. You'll see a letter H to indicate an honors course and an AP designation to indicate an AP course. Look at the 2012 school year at the top right corner of the transcript. You'll see the letter R in a similar spot. This is there to indicate that a student repeated this course. When you repeat a course that you've previously taken, you do not receive credit for the course the second time, although the course and the grade do appear on the transcript. You may also notice that to the right of each course listed, you'll see a column indicating that a student earned a credit for that class. Some courses have 2 columns and 2 credits. The second credit represents a verified credit, meaning that the student passed the SOL for that particular course. In the bottom left-hand box, you'll see some numbers of interest. This is where you can see how many total credits a student has earned, a student's class rank, and a student's overall GPA. You now know how this number is calculated. One final thing to note is that the student's senior year courses are listed under the section Work in Progress. These are courses that a student is currently enrolled in, and therefore there are no final grades listed at this point in the school year. Congratulations! You now know how to calculate a GPA and read and interpret